So this is life, da-da-da-da. So this is love. So this is what makes life divine. Oh gosh, that made me really sweaty. Hello, hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met already, hello, hi, the name's Quinn. It's very nice to meet you. A little bit about myself. I am 23 years old. I normally make videos centered around like finances and lifestyle and like trying to become an adult, but as of a week ago, your girl got engaged, so now I'm incorporating wedding videos into my channel as well, which is great, super exciting. If you're watching this like way in the future, it is now November of 2019. I do plan on getting married in the spring of next year of 2020. Short turnaround, so hopefully I won't lose my mind too much. It'll be great. I just wanted to sit down and tell you guys my engagement story. I haven't been on YouTube long enough to get you guys to really get to know me and my relationship with my now fiance. That's so fun to say, fiance, Brian. I don't really give you guys much like backstory or anything about our relationship. We did just have our 2-year anniversary. We've been dating for 2 years back in the end of September, so you guys kind of knew like that was happening. You guys were so sweet when everything, just like you guys are so nice in the comments about like everything, celebrations. It's really great. But since I haven't been on YouTube that long, I really wanted to just kind of start opening up for you guys, and you guys get to know me like personally a bit more besides just like my money. Like, you know my money, but you don't know me. Like, it's kind of weird to think about if you think about it that way. So this will be a bit of a little story time, so grab for yourself a tasty snack or a lovely beverage. I currently am drinking some tea. It's Gypsy cold carrot tea, which is amazing, a godsend. I feel like I'm getting a little sick, so my voice might feel a little weird, but it's great. And let's just get into the video. Okay, so I don't want to have this video be too much talking about our backstory. I want this to be really focused on the actual engagement process of him actually proposing, because that was really great. But the little backstory that I can give you, maybe I'll make it another video, is that we met actually in high school. So it's been, when did I start going to high school? I graduated in 2014, so I went in 2010. So it's been almost 10 years now that we've known each other. We were basically best friends all throughout high school, and he did have a big crush on me in high school, and he did actually end up dating one of my close friends in high school. She and I are no longer friends, not for any other reasons besides like we just grew apart. Me and like my high school group of friends grew apart. The only person I really talked to from high school is Brian. That's about it. I still have some people from high school I'm in contact with, but none of them I'm actually like consistently friends with, if that makes sense. So we were friends all throughout high school. He actually at one point like started calling himself my straight gay best friend, because he's just a really fashionable guy. Like, he was one of those guys where like all of his friends were girls, and like he just got along well with girls, and it, you know, it's the early 2010s, like people just were insensitive, so that's just like what happened. But it was great. We were like best friends all throughout high school, and then right as we graduated, because he and my then friend broke up and the friend group started kind of disintegrating a little bit, we lost contact. Like, I could not find him online for 2 years. He was not like the social media guy. Even to this day, he's not really big with social media. He has a Facebook, doesn't use it at all. He has an Instagram, which he posts. If you're interested in watching it and checking it out, you could, here's his at right there. You can check it out. But he just like posts about his work because he's a lighting designer guy. So I mean, it's pretty cool stuff if you're like music and concerts, but he's not active on social media. So I was looking for him for 2 years and I could not find him. As you guys know, I moved up to my parents' ranch, which is 4 hours north of here, a couple years ago. Literally, as we're packing up the truck to go ahead and move, I get a notification on Instagram, because I created for my dog an Instagram account, that he followed my dog's account, and I was like, this is wild. So I went ahead and I like added him back. We started talking, and bada bing bada boom, rest is history. Now we're engaged. I basically knew from the moment that we started talking again that I was gonna marry him. There were a lot of things and factor to how I knew I was gonna marry him. Part of it being that once I graduated high school, I kind of vowed for myself that I was gonna take a year of not dating. Basically, since like middle school, I was that girl who like always had a boyfriend. Like, it wasn't that I felt like my love needed to be from a guy. I just I liked guys, like I liked boys, so like I was always dating somebody. I think from middle school till the end of high school, the longest I was single was 7 months. Granted, this wasn't like, oh, we're going on extravagant dates and like we're talking about marriage before. Like these weren't serious relationships. They were purely like middle school, high school relationships. We saw each other in the hall, we held hands during lunch, like silly things like that. But I always basically had a guy. So once I graduated and my last semi-serious relationship ended, I was like, I'm gonna be single for a year. Like I'm not gonna date anybody and I'm gonna really focus on myself, which is a really great thing to do if you feel like you're kind of in this like boy jumping rut and you can't figure it out. So take a year to be single. It was a great time for me. And during that year of being single, I started joining my church's college group, and it was really great. My faith like really grew, and I started really getting an actual relationship with God more, which was so amazing because, like I said, I was always like jumping from guys, and like I said, I wasn't basing how I felt loved on how I felt loved for my guy. I just like boys. So once I started realizing like what real love was, because I'm getting love from God, like it was amazing. And then I heard a fun story. So apparently one of the leaders for the college group, she had prayed to God and was like, I don't know, her relationship with God is like on another level. Like it is amazing. I really like needed to sit down and talk with her more about it. But she had prayed to God and God basically gave her the name of her husband. And so she's like, okay, cool. So that's gonna be who my husband's gonna be. And I'm like, that's rad, that's awesome. And that's when like I started learning more about the power of prayer and everything. So I was just like, awesome, cool. So I'm gonna pray to God and say like, so at this time while I'm single, all these guys are still around, because like all these guys are still around, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Like this is crazy. Like I was 19, 20, and I was like, this is too much. Like trying to juggle becoming an adult, figuring out life, my relationships with friends and my relationship with my family, and now there's these boys. I was just like, God, please, next boyfriend is gonna be my husband. If that means I have to be single until I'm 40 or until I'm 50, if that means I'm single until like I'm in a retirement home, then so be it. But I don't want to have to deal with all these boys and all this weird drama. Like I want to stay single. My next boyfriend is going to be my husband. Like that was the power of my prayer, was saying the next guy who says that he's going to be my boyfriend is going to be my husband. And it literally happened. Still thinking about it, like I haven't really told that story much because I'm like, it sounds crazy. Like I know it sounds crazy, but it's what happened. Like it actually happened. Between that time of that prayer and the time of me like meeting Brian, like I said, there were still guys coming around. They're still like hitting up your girl and being like, hey, what's up? Hello. Hey, little mama, let me holler in your ear. Like, and it got really close with like 2 guys where one of them was on the edge of saying boyfriend, and then he literally dropped off the face of the planet, and like he ghosted me for absolutely no reason. And to this day, I remember the last time I talked to him and like asked him about it, he like didn't have a reason. He was just like, I don't know why that happened. Like I don't know why we stopped talking. And I was like, I literally don't know why either. We were in the middle of a conversation when you stopped talking to me. It is honestly crazy, the power of prayer. It's insane. There's my little Jesus sprinkle into the story. It's really great. Now, I know that along with that story sounding crazy, it also involves being like, oh, the only reason why you guys stayed together and the only reason why you like led it up to being married was because you believed God was making this man be your husband. It's like, yeah, sure, but I stuck it out for many reasons, like not because of that. This guy is worth all the things that came with our relationship. There's like no other way to put it. Like that's basically how it is, I would imagine, for like anybody. It's like once you find the person that you want to marry, they're worth any of the little bad things that come along in the relationship, because they're bad things are going to come along in any and every relationship. Even if it's not a romantic relationship, it could be just purely like we're just friends and we're getting close, or like any close relationship, bad things come along. It's the person that makes it worth it. Into our relationship, once I really started figuring out that like, hey, I want to marry this guy, like we kind of started talking about marriage really early on, which is kind of, again, crazy. I know, when I say it out loud, it's like, I proposed to Brian first. many times with a lot of ring pops. That became like a thing, was that whenever I really felt the moment, I would go out and buy a ring pop and I would hold on to it because he was touring, he was always gone, and he would come back, and like every time he came back I would try to be like, we're gonna do something romantic, here's a ring pop, like let me propose to you. Like it was super cute, and Brian actually has it on video the first time that I proposed to him with a ring pop. We were in his living room, he just came back from a tour, I just moved back down to San Diego, and I was like, here's a ring pop, I love you so much, please marry me. Like something like that. I don't remember what it said. And so it led to, as you guys know, us talking about moving to Nashville. We've been talking about moving for a while. It was more of a matter of when. And so him moving to Nashville, he actually just moved on Friday, so a couple days ago. He knew that he was going to move because it's just better for his job and better for his life to be someplace more like musically centered. And then what I want to do for work, which is a lot of graphic design and illustration, can be done literally anywhere. I even was doing it in the very small mountain town that when I was living with my parents, so it could be done literally anywhere. So I was like, perfect, I'll follow you just whenever I can. And then it came to the point where we were talking about like, hey, no, we're actually at that point where we want to get married, but now we're actually trying to move at the same time, so how are we trying to put this together? Do we move first and then get married later? Do we get married as we're moving? Are we getting married before we move? Like when, how, what, how? Like, and then it was a lot of like, hey, we don't want to like spoil the timeline, but it would be a lot easier if Quinn, you moved out and you moved in with Brian because you guys are married, and also taxes. And then it was like, oh, well, that's a great idea, but for us to actually plan around that, you would have to propose. So let's get on it. Probably a little dark here. From what Brian told me is he knew he wanted to propose. He had like a timeline in his mind. He was like, should I do it before I move? Should I do it after? Should I wait until she moves out? Because he will be coming back down to San Diego around Christmas time to be with family and everything. So he's like, he had like 3 options. Before he moves, when he comes back to visit, or after I move out there with him. But then he was like, if you move out there with me, you'd have to find your own place, and then that would only be for a short amount of time, and blah, 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 blah. Confusing stuff. And we knew we wanted to have the wedding at my parents' venue, my parents' ranch, so we'd have to be planning a different venue in a different state, and a lot of confusion. And so he was basically like, am I wanting to propose before we move, before he moves, because of the pressure of thinking like it would be easier for her to plan the wedding and then go immediately from the wedding to the move, so that way it's all done together. And he didn't know. He didn't know if he was wanting to propose before the move because of that, or because he actually just really wanted to propose. He didn't want the reason of the timeliness of when he proposes to be because it's convenient, you know? So he was really worried about that. So we went on our camping trip for our anniversary, the very beginning of October. We were road tripping camping the 1st through the 4th, and the very last day I went to my parents' ranch for my brother's gender reveal because he's having a baby. A lot of crazy things are happening in the family right now. I also had kind of like a checklist of things I wanted to be done for the proposal. I was like, I need to look good, you know? I don't want to look crusty dusty, because a lot of times outside of YouTube, I look crusty dusty. Like I have eczema, you know? So I was like, I want my skin to look clear. I want it to look good. I don't want my face to be all cracked up and gross, you know? And another one before was that I wanted my nails to be done, which was a kind of a ridiculous requirement because I never actually do my nails. They're healthy, strong, thick nails, so I never have to actually do anything to them. The third requirement was that there'd be a photographer there. I wanted this to be captured, obviously, because I'm like, this is a big moment for me, and I like to look back on pictures. And it's fun. I love proposal pictures. They're so cute. The last requirement was that there were to be nobody around. I was like, I don't want my parents to be there. I can't, the thought of being involved in one of those proposals where suddenly the family's all there and they're just like, woo, it happened. And I'm like, yes, it just happened. Why are you here? Like, he works with artists. He goes out on tour. His best friend suggested taking me up on stage, and I was like, I will literally poop my pants if I get proposed to in front of thousands of like screaming people and strangers that I don't know. And I'm like, oh, I can't, no, like having a bunch of people there. I'm an extrovert and I like the limelight, but I don't like it that way, you know? So I was like, there needs to be absolutely nobody there. So if you followed me on Instagram during this time, you would have seen that we were at Yosemite at one point. We were trying to look at the sunset at this one beautiful dome, and I was thinking to myself, if there was a time when he would do it, now's the time, because it's beautiful and scenic, and he could totally have one of his best friends like hiding off in the corner with a camera. But I was like, this is day 4 of a camping trip where neither of us have showered. I look crusty dusty, like I look disgusting, so probably not. And then at one point we're like, okay, there's too many people around where we're standing. I, being the dummy little thing that I am, I decided to go off the trail and kind of walk down these trees and these little paths that I found. And we found ourselves at like this beautiful spot. I'll show some clips of my Instagram story when I was there. Wow.
I'm a little sketch right now because I'm focused out of the camera lens. I'm a little sick.
Don't die. Oh. We found ourselves at this beautiful spot. Nobody was around, and I was like, this would be perfect. And so we're there taking pictures. He has this film camera. He's taking all these pictures of the scenery. I'm taking pictures of him. And little backtrack a little bit. As we were driving into our camping trip, I grabbed some ring pops. He knew that I was grabbing some ring pops because I was like, I'm gonna do this at some point during the trip. He knows that it's happening, he just might not know when. And so at one point I propped my phone up and I was like, hey, let's take some pictures with it behind us. So, you know, put the timer on, we're taking pictures. I was like posing, smiling. I'll show some of those pictures as well. And at the end of the last picture, we gave each other this big old hug, and he heard the wrinkling and crinkling in my jacket. And he was like, oh my gosh, Quinn, is that the ring pop? And I was like, yeah, it is. You know it is. I got that ring pop already. I unwrapped it. I got down on one knee. I gave this like beautiful little proposal speech about how like he's my miracle and how like it's just like the love of my life, and how there's no part of me that wants to live any part of life without him. Like, it was cute. It was beautiful. The sun was setting. Nobody was around, and I was like, this would have been your moment, dude. But it's mine. So I proposed. It was great. It became like a thing where I'm like, yeah, you're like a little puppy. I tell you how much of a good boy you are, and then I give you a treat. Like, that was what it was, because he loves candy. So Brian told me after we actually got officially proposed to and engaged with the real ring, that moment of us walking away from the cliff and him having the ring pop and seeing how great the moment was, he felt like this deep, pitted sense of regret that he didn't do it. And he was like, that was how I knew that I actually just wanted to propose right now, and that this was my moment when I had that regret. And he's like, I knew that it wasn't because of the timing and the convenience of you moving out. He's all, I wanted then to marry you so badly. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I was like, ah, my heart. Now, on to our actual proposal story. So he was back in town for like 4 days. It was the weekend that like I was going up to Disneyland to go celebrate with my best friend for her birthday. We had like a couple days break, and then he asked me to have a week ago, Wednesday, he's all, have it off. Don't be working. We're hanging out. This is the last time I get to see you before I move. And I was like, don't say that out loud. It hurts my heart. But okay, yeah, sure. I'll ask the day off. So he tells me that day that we're actually going to spend the first part of it helping him pack up, because he waited too long and he needs some help packing. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And then he also tells me like, oh, also just like dress nicely, because I want to take pictures of you by the sunset over by Sunset Cliffs in San Diego. Beautiful place. And he was like, I just want to take pictures of you because I have this film roll that I need to finish, as well as like I need pictures of you, like nice pictures of you, not my little double chin selfies that I send him. He's like, I want nice pictures of you from when I leave, so dress like you would imagine yourself in a picture frame by my bed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute, but that's a lot of pressure now. So I like stressed out that morning trying to pick out an outfit. I was just like, okay, I have cute clothes, and I could wear the first outfit that I wore the first time you took pictures of me. I was like, it was super cute. It's great on Sunset Cliffs. It would be beautiful. And then he's like, oh, it might be windy and cold because, you know, it's sunset and it's fall. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that throws off like all of my costumes that I had planned, because everything that I have that's cute is summer attire. So I was like freaking out that morning. He came and picked me up, and I was like, I don't know what to wear. I was like stressed out. And so like he calms me down. We get myself dressed. It's perfectly fine. I'm still wearing something cute that I would have worn anyways. And we go to his house and we pack. And then that was basically it. We just basically packed everything up, and I was like, cool, things are great. I'm like, do you want to go now? We can head over to Sunset Cliffs now. And he's like, no. We have to leave in like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, so you want to grab something to eat before? Because I'm like, we had plans to eat afterwards. And I'm like, he's telling me it's going to be like a nice dinner, like an actual dinner, not like going to Chick-fil-A. Like we usually go to just Chick-fil-A all the time. And he's like, no. We could just hang out here and wait. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, we could wait. We could chill. And then finally we leave the house, and I'm really excited because I'm like, we're going to go take pictures. It's going to be great. He's not the type where he takes like pose pictures where he's like, oh, put your arm like this, actually like this, and tilt your head. He's like, oh yeah, candid stuff. So just like kind of walk and then turn and smile. And, flip your hair as you're walking. Smile. So we're at Sunset Cliffs, we're walking around, really cute. I have my camera, I'm taking pictures of him, and he has his camera, he's taking pictures of me. We're walking up and down, and he's trying to like find these certain spots. And while we're driving there, like I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, this could be the day. Like he could be planning this. But at the same time, like he's moving in 2 days, and I know he doesn't like long distance engagement. Like he said that a year ago, that he doesn't like the idea of a long distance engagement. Plus, I'm like, it's my dad's birthday, so like, would he propose on my dad's birthday? But does that actually matter? And I was like, is he gonna do it? I was like, no, I don't think he's gonna do it. We spent all day packing, so like, I don't think he's gonna actually do it. But the entire time that we're driving and I'm holding his hand is sweaty. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe it's me, because like I can get some sweaty palms sometimes. But I'm like, no, it's definitely not me. It's definitely just his hand. Like, I kept saying to him, my boy, why are you so sweaty right now? Why are your hands so sweaty? He's like, oh, I just have bad circulation. I have bad circulation. He's a tall man. He's 6'3". So yeah, I know he has bad circulation. And I'm like, yeah. Same. I have bad circulation too. Cool. Now, earlier that day, I also bought some ring pops, and he knew that was happening. And I was like, I'm gonna buy some ring pops. I was like, because you never know, I could propose to you. This could be cute on the Sunset Cliffs. It'll be cute. And so also, when I do photo shoots, I like to have music playing in the background because it kind of helps set the mood for whatever's happening. And so I put on like this love playlist that I have. It's full of love songs, and I was having that in the background, and I was like, do I give you the ring pop now? Can I give it to you now? And he's like, no, the lighting is not good yet. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll wait. I can wait to give you the ring pop. It brings me down this cliff, and I have my phone off on the side, and I'm playing, what's it called? Falling in Love in a Coffee Shop. Super cute song came on. And he's saying to me, he's like, okay, I want to get this nice silhouette picture of you with the sun setting like right behind your head, like a halo effect. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, that'd be cute. And he's like this, and then he's like getting down, and he's now on one knee. I'm obviously oblivious to this. And he's now on one knee, and he's taking pictures, and he's like, okay, all right, now smile. And I'm like, this is how I smiled. I was like, you got my double chin in it? I'm smiling, I'm standing there just like really awkward, like standing, smiling. And he has his camera in his hands. He's like, okay, Quinn. He takes the strap off of his neck, and he's like, okay, Quinn, this is real. This is really real. This is happening. And he puts the camera next to him, and he opens up his jacket. He reaches inside his inside pocket, and he pulls out the little box. And I'm like, ah! I'm screaming at this point. I'm like, oh my God, oh my gosh, no. Oh, I'm like freaking out, and he's like, Quinn, this is real. And he's opened up the box, and he's like saying all this cute stuff that I don't remember what he said. But I'm screaming. I'm literally on this cliff running around, like about to fall off. And he's like, Quinn, stand still. Stand in front of me. I'm trying to ask you something. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like crouching, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, okay. What? I'm like, this is wild. Oh my gosh, this is happening. Wow, this is wild. And I'm freaking out the entire time. And then I remember when he told me earlier, at some point recently, he was like, yeah, whenever I propose, you're going to have to make sure that you stick out the hand and stick out the right finger, because I'm going to end up forgetting which one it is. And I'm like, okay. So when it's happening, I'm like, it's this hand right here, but it's right there. Just put it on. And I'm like freaking out. And I'm saying, he asked me to marry him, and I said yes, and we kissed. And then suddenly there's some screaming in the background, and I see his friends off in the corner, and they have their cameras, and I'm like, woo! it happened. I'm like, whoa, it happened. We're walking out towards his friends, and which, by the way, this is their ats as well. You can check them out. They're professional photographers. Like, he has a lot of like professional creative friends. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And Brian was like, did you see them? Like, I was so scared you were just gonna see them because we walked by them. Like, we almost walked by them. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm blind. Like, they're too far away. I can't see them. So it's like, I'm very blind. If they were in front of me, I wouldn't have recognized them. It's fine. So yeah, we ended up taking pictures. His friends were standing there taking pictures of us, and I was like, wait, I have something for Brian. And I reached into my jacket and I pull out the ring, and that's these pictures right here. Super cute. I ended up telling Brian that I wanted initially to learn the song, oh, what is it? Grow Old With You. Super cute song, and I wanted to learn how to play it on the ukulele because I have one, or a guitar because he has one, but I ended up not learning it, and we didn't bring any instruments. So I was like, cool, I'm just gonna stand here with the ring and sing, I wanna make you smile when you're feeling sad. It was super cute. Then we went out to dinner, and it was this delicious place, delicious Asian food in the UTC Mall. So now I'm engaged, and yeah, that's the story. I do apologize if the lighting has changed a lot since I started filming. Hopefully it hasn't. If you guys want to have another video of me kind of like talking more about our love story, I guess. I don't know. Maybe this was enough of a story. I don't know. It could be cute. It could be fun. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are engaged. I love love stories. Like, let me know in the comments some of the ways that you guys have been proposed to, or like a dream proposal. Let me just say, I never went to any high school dance. So I told Brian, I'm like, you have years worth of promposals to live up to and to make up for me, because I'm a sucker for that stuff, you know? So I'm thinking about doing a Q&A, so go ahead and leave your questions in the comments, more focused around like wedding planning, the ring. I did just go to my parents' ranch yesterday, so I have a little vlog of the venue and everything that I plan on putting up pretty soon after this too. So let me know. I'll do a little Q&A. Also follow me on Instagram, because I'll let you know when I'm filming those questions, so that way I can have it like in a little story post thing. I don't know. Kind of cool stuff. I'm so excited. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys oh so very much. I love. It's so great. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more of my face and see me trying to conquer the human race, go ahead and subscribe. You can find me at all of my social media at QuinneKalyn right here. We can chat. We can become best friends. DM me. Send me memes. I love them memes. It's memes. Anyways, I love you guys oh so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!